Hello, you lovely people. I want to share a quick message today on the subject of resentment clearing. And what is that, you might ask? Well, in the men's group that I have been going to weekly here in Brampton, we have a process that we use in there whenever we get triggered by something someone else might say, so that we always have a clean slate with each other and don't allow any resentment to build up inside with other people, simply because it hasn't been expressed. And this process is very healing because not only does it prevent just disputes between people, but also it allows you to really embrace and to have the best of the moment with that person, because there's no friction that lies between the people. So the process basically goes like this. Whenever you're having an engagement with anyone in your life, whether it be a parent, a sibling, and something happens and they trigger you, you get pissed off, you want to react in some way, but you don't because you want to be politically correct and polite. So instead, what you say is just in a very clear ways, in a very specific way. So we're targeting a very specific thing that a person did that set you off. And you call them out and say, "Mom, I resent you for," and then whatever you resent the person for. Very specific. And really say it with bringing out that passion from inside, so that you know you mean it, because the whole point of it is to draw the emotion, the heaviness of that feeling out of the body. And we do that through our putting our passion into the words, into the sensation. So it's a really helpful thing. And this came to mind because I was realizing today that through the minimal interactions I have with my father, and the ones that we do, there's often quite a bit of friction and even conflict, or just overall a lot of distance. And I realized that on my part, is because I'm holding a lot of resentment towards my father that I never really address. And a lot of it about not feeling like I had a father growing up, and no male role model to adopt healthy masculinity. And so that is something that I need to forgive to myself, to forgive him, so that I'm not maintaining this wall between us now. And he can't break that wall, only I can, so that I can feel a greater sense of connection with my father. Now that does take a lot of courage, and that's the key ingredient here that powers our will, is to exercise the courage to do these things. Yeah, because they're confrontational, they're uncomfortable, but it's in the doing of these things, that we experience life in the most beautiful ways, experiencing greater amounts of love in our relationships and our lives. And so I challenge you, as I'm challenging myself, to do this and really clear the resentment with the people that you have in your life, so that you can open your heart to being less judgmental and more open to receiving people from all walks of life, in all stages of life. And as an aside, I wanted to mention that the men's group that I go to, there's also a women's group. It runs here weekly by a really good friend of mine, and he facilitates this process of bringing brotherhood to men and sisterhood to women, to allow them to connect in a tribe where they can be very honest about speaking out where they're at in life, what supports they need, and just knowing that they'll be heard, because people in this space create a really magical environment where we do excellent mirroring for each other and offering non-judgmental support. So that's something that I have found was missing in my life, right? Was appropriate male expression and male bonding. And this group really provided that for me, and it helped me a lot in exposing more of myself and being more open to being vulnerable, being more raw and honest. So if anyone's in the Brampton area, you should totally check it out. I'll post links to the meetup page for it. And that's it. So I hope that you take something good away from this, and namaste.